I want to welcome you to the Ralph Waldo Emerson Inn. Um, it's a gorgeous day by the ocean. I'm sitting by the pool and looking for some people to show up. Finally, the sun came out, the birds are chirping, there are people having dinner on the porch, and hopefully you can see that I'm here. And hopefully the Wi-Fi works okay. How y'all doing? So I was invited to come and be at the Moonrise party. So we're just waiting for the moon to rise. I wasn't able to upload my usual thumbnail. I'll do it later, but it wasn't uploading. So hopefully everything works. I do know that when I'm on my phone recording videos, we're usually rife with trolls. So just so you know, there might be trolls. So to avoid that problem, oh, now I can see those purple crowns. I don't know what those mean. Oh, you're the top fans. To avoid the deluge of trolls that likely will show up, I hope they don't. Do we have some troll slayers? If you're a wrench, we might need your help because I run the risk of having massive amounts of trolls. All right, so let's get to it. I have not checked the time of the moonrise, but I will come back and I will live stream the moonrise. I hope that you were able to catch the full moon on the ocean last night. You don't see the trolls in here yet. Let's hope it stays that way. Did you catch the moon on the ocean that I recorded? It was like 8 minutes last night. I didn't say a word. In fact, I entitled it No Words Needed. And I want you all to take advantage of using that to just kind of meditate with. Because I know how stressful things have been for we here in the United States of America. And we definitely need recharge breaks. If you're ridiculously spoiled like I am, and if you live in a beautiful area, take advantage of that. Go out into nature. That's why I'm sharing with you the beautiful nature here, because if you don't happen to have that, I love you guys. I want to share the beauty. Yeah, good. You remembered to put out your crystals. So far we're okay with the troll content. No trolls just yet. Fingers crossed. Let's start with I'm actually going to start with this. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here. I know that when I think about how many pro-democracy groups and activists were activated during the Harris Waltz campaign, I want everyone to just get a glimmer of hope from this factoid. We're all still here, right? We're all still here. And we're all still holding a vision for a stronger democracy. I was listening to YouTube earlier, Politics Girl. I don't usually listen to her that much because sometimes she waxes real negative and it brings me down. But it was a good show. I'm nothing against her. She does amazing work. Politics Girl, you know who I mean? She does amazing work. For my own mental well-being, I have to turn it off if it gets negative. But the person she was interviewing was talking about Indivisible, the group Indivisible, and how the way that people are getting started and being involved in these protests is if they don't see a protest in their local area, well, if that happens to you, you're it. You're it. right? I think it's really great when people recognize, oh, if there's not something happening, a No Kings protest, I better do it myself. I better get the ball rolling. And people will join you. Yeah, she does a great job. I agree. And I was just commenting on it. It doesn't even matter who it is. If they start going on the pessimist road, I can't continue to watch it. I'm just very vigilant about what I allow into my consciousness, just because of the law of like metaphysics, right? It's just, that's the only reason. Because of the law of metaphysics. It says what we focus on increases. Right? Right? You know what I'm saying? And what's that? The love contact. So we're going to choose 3 cards because we're just going to ask about the momentum there of all the pro-democracy groups that have worked our butts off. You remember Grassroots of Democracy? We met over 3 times a week, often 4 times a week. All right, so what we have here is, yeah, Democrats are on board. When people get scared, they activate. Page of Wands. All the pages that I've been coming across lately have indicated we the people. We're the pages. Pages are also messengers. Remember the old-fashioned pagers? It's like there are many, 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 many of us answering the call. I did a video just a little while ago. You probably haven't had a chance to watch it yet, just a pop-up. I like this. Darren saying, whenever I get a negative thought, I imagine a delete button on your forehead and push that button. I like it. I like it. So yeah, I'm asking about the pro-democracy groups and the momentum and what's going on. And definitely is leading to the King of Cups, a heightening of emotional energy. Now let's remember that Jupiter just went into the sign of Cancer just Monday. And that is a big, giant shift for this country, because this country was basically birthed under the sign of Cancer. So you have Jupiter in Cancer, and then that's about our home. America is our home. And it's like somebody came in and they just like totally vandalized our home and stole everything that we hold that we hold precious. Everything. So here come the trolls. Here come the trolls. I need you guys to be like vigilant, if you can be. Because this happens when I'm on my phone. And thank you. Thank you for working extra hard. So the Jupiter and Cancer energy means, you know, Jupiter is like the biggest planet in our solar system. So the overflow of emotional energy is going to overtake a lot of what Maga, what Dumpy are trying to do. Michael, the wrench does come up next to your name. I see it. I'm looking right at it. Thank you for helping me with that. 7 of Wands. This is all the pro-democracy groups. The groups that are organizing the protests. Indivisible. 50501. There's another one too. You guys can list the groups that are organizing these protests. This is a We the People movement. It's a We the People movement. And these cards are positive. They're indicating that we get the work done because of that high emotional energy. Really high emotional energy. Okay, so let's ask this. Let's ask how Gavin is doing. Because you remember, so Maga Mike literally said that Gavin Newsom should be tarred and feathered. So don't you just want to be like, dude, metaphorically speaking, doesn't it just make you want to deck him? You felt the energy shift since this whole protest of ICE. Yeah, man, can you believe he said that? And then Gavin Newsom gave a good speech. I haven't heard it yet, but I think that let's read on Maga Mike. I only brought these cards tonight. Let's read on Maga Mike. I think that he's intimidated by Gavin Newsom. I really do. I think that Maga Mike and Gavin Newsom couldn't be more polar opposite, and that he wishes that he was as handsome and popular as Gavin Newsom. Really and truly. What century do these people live in? I know, right? Maga Mike. I will check out the speech. Yeah. So actually, when you look at the pressure that we're under, it's actually bringing out. I like to think about what Dr. Wayne Dyer said so many times. He said, when you squeeze an orange, what do you get? You get orange juice, right? When you get squeezed, what do you get? So Gavin Newsom's being squeezed. He's under pressure, right? But what we get is his courage. What we get is his tenacity. What we get is his not backing down. What you get is his, really his clarity. And what's really beautiful about what's going on right now, I'm reading on Maga Mike in a second. Yeah, they're so weird and disconnected from reality. So what we're getting right now is we're digging deep and we're finding out what we're made of. And we're going to start seeing that happening everywhere, more and more and more. And what's really interesting too is that the Black Lives Matter protests and the natural disasters where they were saying that Joe Biden wasn't sending FEMA in, and it was the total opposite of what was happening, and the fires in LA, the way that Dumpy did all that. Gavin Newsom knows the game. These MAGA people are not smart. They're stupid, stupid, stupid. If anything, the reason that they've succeeded is they just pound away and pound away and pound away and pound away, and they dominate the airwaves. That's one big reason. That's probably the main reason. But now that we've been through Dumpy Phase 1, we're in Dumpy Phase 2, we know the game. We know the whole way that they play it. Yeah, and so it's not working because we have the playbook. How do you get a wrench? I'll make you a wrench. Let's see. Now you're a wrench, Michelle. That means you can delete the trolls. Thanks for asking. Okay, so interesting. I was asking about Maga Mike and I was blah, blah, blah. Full moons in Sagittarius. I'm very chatty. Maga Mike, I have the death card. He knows it's over, and that's what I'm picking up with this stuff with Gavin Newsom. What a stupid thing to say. Gavin Newsom should be tarred and feathered. Grow up. You couldn't find something better than that? You couldn't. Maga Mike, he's trying to keep things in balance. He's a mess. And his Botox job is a mess too, can I just say? The devil, he's working for the dark side, Mr. Moses wannabe Christian. Moon must be affecting you that way too, because you're a Sag. It's a high energy moon. And it's pretty close to the earth, so I'm hoping that we can see the moon come up clearly. We should be able to. Maga Mike, death card, devil card, trying to keep his balance. It's not working very well. The Knight of Cups. This is somebody superseding Maga Mike. I feel like somebody's gonna speak out really loudly and really clearly against, he's a pretend Christian, that's for sure. I really feel Maga Mike getting exposed because I feel like somebody's going to come out really loudly and really clearly and say, here, here's all that Maga Mike has had his dirty little fingers in. Yeah. The devil card and the death card and the two of pentacles. He's trying to do this balancing act and he's falling off balance. Maga Moses Mike. All right, well, let's look at Stephen Miller. I know. It's not easy. Just so you know, I'm gonna make this video a little bit shorter than usual, so I can come back with the Moonrise. Okay. Stephen Miller. Please hit the thumbs up. We're gonna do a group hug. I don't care if people are watching me. Let them be curious. Why is that woman hugging her phone? Stephen Miller. Oh my goodness. His past will be coming back to haunt him. The devil himself, absolutely. Stephen Miller, 10 of Swords. Not looking good. Not looking good. King of Pentacles. I keep getting cards that are about Democrats overriding these people. Overriding them. Yeah, that does. These cards are these are Stephen Miller cards. King of Pentacles. This feels like the law to me. This feels like the law. This feels like big money coming after Stephen Miller. I'm not really sure like what form that will come in. We'll look at it more. But I want to mention, I don't know if I reposted it. I think I did. I came across an article by Dean Obadilia. Is that how you say his last name? And I posted it. And it was reflecting what I've already seen. In my mind's eye, I have seen these people that are committing crimes against humanity, which is what it is, in no uncertain terms. This Substack article was saying, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Dean Obadilia. Wait, who's saying the big taco parade is canceled? Are you serious? This is an N. It's a big, look. See that? It's a big N. Anyway, to continue. And the ocean is behind me. I have always seen with this human trafficking operation they have going on. Yeah, don't tease us. Don't tease us into saying the military parade has been canceled if it hasn't been. These people are committing crimes against humanity. They're whisking innocent people. I don't think it's limited to just immigrants. They're whisking innocent people off the streets. They're deporting them to concentration camps, to horrible, horrible, horrible situations. These are crimes against humanity. And in that article, Dean mentioned that the International Criminal Court at some point could get involved, and I've always seen that. The inn looks like it has awesome prime rib. I'm sure, you know what, I'm smelling the food and I'm getting kind of hungry. It's the Ralph Waldo Emerson Inn in Rockport, Massachusetts. Ralph Waldo Emerson has stayed here. That's why they named it. I don't know if he haunts the place, but the place has ghosts. It's beautiful. So he mentioned the Nuremberg trials and how all those Nazi soldiers that committed crimes against humanity went to prison, or I don't know what else, but they were held accountable. They were transporting them to Gitmo. There is nothing legal about this, and the International Criminal Court would take this up. And several weeks ago, I said to you, when the deportees were being sent to the concentration camp in El Salvador, I keep on seeing an international organization getting involved. Many of the Nazis were executed. I didn't know. I don't think that would happen nowadays, but come on up, Damon. Damon says this looks like his kind of place. I know, the pool looks nice, doesn't it? They'll have a Moonrise party every full moon till, I think, till October. And just long story short, I just came over here the other day to bring my little business cards, and I'll show them to you. Hang on, if they're in my purse. So I came over here to bring my little business cards. They're up there. And lo and behold, I saw a little flyer and it said Moonrise Party. So, you know, I was all over it. Okay. It's supposed to rain in DC this weekend. I think if it rains, it'll be okay. I think people will still come out. And actually, the rain and the clouds are a respite from the heat because it's probably going to be quite warm. Damon loved the moon and the sea video yesterday. Yeah, it was really, what a beautiful night. I had to take out my camera and film that for you. Okay, let's look at, trying to pick, okay. Let's look at the tariffs. Let's look at the tariffs. Darren said, I didn't know there was a Rockport, Mass. I heard about Rockport, Maine. I used to live in Rockport. It's about 8 miles away from Gloucester. Rockport, Maine is way up there. I have been there. It's way, 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 way up. All right. 3 cards. I'm going to ask about, actually, let's ask about the protests this weekend. All right, 3 cards about the protests this weekend. The tariffs are actually looking at us. The protests this weekend are going to create great transformation. It's going to be a lot of work, but the four of wands means we're going to feel like we're more safe and protected because we're together. So it's gonna create a big shift. The protests this weekend are going to create a big giant shift. And it's going to be a lot of work. I'll read too on whether, wow, it really creates a change. I'll read too on whether it's going to be peaceful. This tends to say that it will be peaceful because this is, I mean, relatively. I mean, I know that Dumpy is threatening forceful military action against the American people. So this indicates that we are kind of protecting one another as one big American family. And the Pope does have a live stream Catholic Mass during it. So I'm going to ask for a clarifier because I got the death card about the protests. That means they create huge change. And my guides always tell me that it's we the people that are going to turn this thing around. Damon's asking, does Dumpy have prostate cancer? I'll ask when I have my pendulum. Uh-oh, they're playing a pop song. I better talk really loud so I don't get a copyright strike. Okay. Hang on. Let's read on how Dumpy's parade is going to go. How it's going to go. The parade itself. He's going to feel destitute. It's going to be like he had a party and nobody wanted to come. It's not going to be easy. Two of Pentacles. Actually, if the military parade happens, it's going to infuriate the American people so much more. It's going to stoke the fire of protest if that military parade happens. And egg all over his face. Besides, it's supposedly going to tear up all the streets in DC, those big military tanks. And people will be angry at how much money was spent on it. It's really, if it happens, it's going to really make people angry. Hang on a second. All right, can you hear the music? I don't want to get a copyright strike, so it's okay if they're jamming. I don't get copyright strikes for that. There's quite a few people showing up. Interesting. I really get that people, if that parade happens, people are going to be really angry. Okay, you hear the music, but you can't hear what the song is. Okay, so we're good. Just bass. They're playing a Carole King song. Let's pull 3 cards on the war in Ukraine real quick. Hegseth said the money for the parade is coming from housing for service members. What a jerk. What a jerk. Well, hang on. Let me ask a different question. Let's ask about how Putin's doing. Yes. I'm trying for you not to hear it. I mean, YouTube is so ridiculously strict about that. I might have to move. Okay. I'm reading about the war in Ukraine and what Putin is doing. The veterans are angry about the parade. That's true. Yeah. The world is really ganging up on Putin. He's keeping it a secret that Russia has lost the war. The message will get out eventually. I feel like the message is going to get out that Russia has lost the war through the people. Through the, there are some YouTube channels that are like Ukrainian hosts that are talking about what's going on with the war. I feel like the word is going to start really getting out that Putin has lost the war. I got the world card. The world is, and the high priestess, which is about Putin trying to keep it a secret. You heard an entire Russian battalion switch sides. Interesting. Yeah. I got 2 Mondays ago. I said Russia has lost the war. I had the download. So let's read on. Let's just pull 3 cards about how the protests are going in LA. From the perspective of the protesters. How are the protesters doing? Okay. How are the protesters doing in LA? And it's not just LA, because there are protesters in other protests in other places too. In LA. It's been hard. Okay. How are the protesters in LA doing? Let me tell you what I get. It's hard work. What we the people are doing is hard work. So the people in LA are feeling like they're being treated unfairly and they're being treated as if they're not allowed to express themselves. Some people are getting exhausted and feeling pretty destroyed, some of the protesters, but I have the Ten of Pentacles. It will pay off. It will pay off. Yeah, they are winning, but it's really not easy with these forces of the demonic, you know, being what they are. So the Ten of Pentacles is like, it's worth it. It's worth it. We must speak out. Absolutely, Zircon. We like failure to speak out, really, we should not be considering an option. So, you can't hear the music? Good. Well, it stopped. You're saying you can barely hear it. That's because it stopped. I think they might be taking a break. Okay. So, let's do 2 more questions. And so it'll be just a short one tonight. We won't get to 200 thumbs up. And I'll come back for the moonrise. Okay? Yes, we are sending white light to the people of LA. And Jimmy Kimmel's monologue last night was telling, and I did repost that. It's not like all of LA is up in flames, even though Fox is saying that. And Michael, congratulations on your move to Ohio. That's great. Thomas! All right, it's going to be a short one tonight, Thomas, so you can throw in a couple dad jokes if you're so inclined. Up to you. No pressure. Okay, 3 cards about protests all over the country. You hear grandmas are putting themselves in harm's way. We have to fight. This is just the time that we're in. I said earlier in my Off the Ledge video that throughout human history, we've always had to fight fascism in one form or another. Tyranny, kings, and all that. It's just that Dumpy feels like for some reason, he's in 1930 in his mind. So 3 cards about protests all over the country. Protests around the country. Yes, it's hard, but look, we have the Empress, which is our card for the United States, being successful and prosperous, and the 9 of Pentacles. That's good, people. That is good. Let's just pull 3 cards for the collective energy, and then I'm going to cut it short and then come back for the moonrise. All right? It's a real nice night here. John Lewis said, keep your eye on the prize. And you know what? I've been thinking about the civil rights movement and what America went through back then. We're just in that kind of a time. I mean, we've never had a crazed lunatic in the White House, but, you know. We're learning. Did you hear about the guy who avoided pregnancy without birth control? He was awarded the pull-out surprise. My bell is up on my table. Protests around the country. The right-wing extremist media is going to make it look like we the people are the enemy. I know, it's bizarre. But the protests in general, we make headway. We make progress. We get through this. We emerge victorious. The mainstream, well, I'd say like Fox and those stations are really going to be hitting. They're just going to be, it's evil on tap, right? It's really going to be, they're going to make the worst of themselves show. But we're pulling out of the difficulty. After this time that we're in, when we emerge victorious, we might feel beaten up. We might feel beaten up. We will make so many rules about like who's allowed to run for president, like just in terms of like, they need to be mentally stable. They need to not be being paid. They need to not be using the White House as their personal grift station, right? And it just has to be a government of decency, right? No felons is a good start, exactly. All right, if you don't have any pressing questions, I'm gonna go and come back for the moonrise. Just to show you. All right, are we good? Okay, I'm gonna shut it down because I can tell what that song is. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. I'm not sure what time it rises, but I would guess in about half an hour or 45 minutes. All right, see you then. Love you all. Thanks for showing up. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.